Phil Rose from Ignium Consulting. Today, I want to talk to you a bit about the one-page personal plan. To me, this is one of the critical components of strategic building. But it's not about your business, it's all about you and what impact you have on what you want in the future. We use the one-page strategic plan to build businesses. We use the one-page personal plan to help you build what's important for you. Most business owners always have a view of what they want from their business, but they're so busy working, they often forget why they're in business in the first place. Now, it might be you're one of those people who just wants the money from your business. It's all about the financial reward. But what I've found over the last 21 years of working with successful business owners is that it's not just about money. It's that balance between commercial and cultural. Making money is one thing, but making a difference in the world to the people they work with, to their employees, to their communities is also really important. But often they don't get time to do that. In those early days, remember what it's like when you're building your business, you're spinning your wheels, you're going fast, your anxiety builds because you're just trying to make the business work. And then when you hit those brick walls, you realize actually you've got to do something different. And one of those things you do differently is to think more about delegating time to other people. I say delegating time because that's what you're doing. You're making time for yourself and letting other people do that work for you. Because that's what it is to be a business owner. You want to be that entrepreneurial spirit who drives other people to success. And you do that by giving them work, empowering them, delegating work. But it means you can do the things that are important to you. We often use the Working Genius tool from Patrick Lencioni as one of our profiling tools. And it helps entrepreneurs to realize when they're in flow. And the key is to work on the things that energize you and let other people do those other things. That's about team build. So where does the one-page personal plan come into all this? Well, quite simply, it comes in because it helps you plan the things that are really important. I talk about 5Fs plus 1. Why 5Fs plus 1? Because obviously, originally in the Scaling Up book, we talk about the 5Fs being friends, family, finances, faith, and fitness. Those are the 5Fs. But my belief is most business owners want one other thing as well, and that's fun. Because if you're not having fun, why are you bothering doing it? So the key here is let's build fun into your business as well. So we build that up in terms of thinking about the things that are important. Now, if I come to my one-page personal plan, I think about what do I need? So where do friends fit into my life? What do I want to be doing with my friends? How do I want to be spending time with them? For me, family is one of the most important things, if not the most important thing in my life. So I look at what do I need to do? What are my relationships I want to build? How do I want to build better relationships with my children, with my wife, with my parents as they age? How can I spend time doing that? And it helps in this case to reflect on the achievements I've had. What have I done over the time? Now, you might say achievements when it comes to family are very hard to quantify, but just think about how you might have brought up your children, how you might have developed relationships with your wife. That's an achievement, and we need to sometimes remember it from a gratitude perspective. What is it we can do to really reflect on that to help it bring it alive? Now think about what is it you want to put in place in the future. Now for me, I'm 54. I'm 55 this year. So actually from my perspective, I want to build a relationship with my wife again because for the last 22 years, the children have been one of the most important things in our lives. We've had to focus on that for the right reasons. But now look at how we build that relationship with each other again to help us build something for the future, for the next 10, 20, 30 years. And for me, building a ritual is key. So we're looking at what we can do in terms of building time together, to go walking. Maybe just walking the dog is one thing, but what else do we want to do? What holidays do we want to put in place? What time to do things creatively? We've talked about dancing lessons. We've talked about art lessons. Just getting time to be together is one of those things. And unless you make it a ritual, it's very easy to forget those things. So I'd say think about that in terms of what rituals you want to build for your family. Now think about it from your friends' point of view. Who are the closest people to you? Those people outside of your family that actually are really important. How can you build better relationships with them? It's very easy to go year to year and forget about people unless you make a conscious effort. As part of my work with the strategic coach, we look at what our top 20 is in terms of those 20 key relationships. And we look at what we can do to build that each quarter so we see or talk to those people. And again, it's a bit of a ritual. What is it you do? I look at my school friends and how we meet on a regular basis. School friends we met when we were 13, and yes, we still do get on. And we think about doing different things For us, it's all related around watching athletics or going to watch other matches of some kind or just having fun, going out and meeting each other. But unless you do it regularly and make a conscious effort, it's very easy to let that time slip by. So, again, what are the rituals? What is it you need to do for your friends? Equally, when you think about fitness, now for those who know me, fitness is a critical element of my being. I spend a lot of time on my fitness, mental and physical, because I know both go hand in hand. But for me, that fitness focus helps me get focus in my life. So I have a ritual around doing things. Now, I might be more doing it more than you are, but I'd urge you to think about what does it mean for you? As I get older, I know my fitness isn't going to be necessarily around my running that I've always used to be doing, but how can I build other things? So I swim, I gym, I join other classes. But think about my mental fitness as well. What is it I want to be doing to help me build that mental focus, to help me as I grow older? How can I do other things? Now, that could also link back into my family. Think about things I could do with my wife, the things we want to be doing. What can we do together? One of the key facts here is that dancing is one of the biggest things to ward off cognitive decline as we get older. So we've talked about going for dancing lessons. Now, that might impact my fitness, mentally and physically, and my relationship. So that's a good thing. Now, let's go down that list again. So I talked about family, I've talked about friends, I've talked about fitness. Now, faith. What does faith mean to you? For me, it's about the community, it's about being with other people and making time to do that, to give my bit back to those people around me. I live in a relatively small area in the UK, in a small village. What can I do to support those other people? And actually, again, unless I put that in the diary, unless I prioritize it, it's not going to happen. So, what rituals do I want to put in place? But also reflect back on the achievements I've had. Faith might be religious for you. And actually, therefore, what religious aspects of your life do you want to build on? What does it means to you is critical. And then let's come to finances. If you're a business owner, you might be thinking, actually, well, my finances are tied up in my business. You might have already sold your business, you might have scaled it, or you might be about to sell it in the next few years. So, where are you in that financial journey? Have you got a wealth advisor? Have you got a financial manager to help you plan? What wealth do you want to accumulate? If ever I work with business owners, a lot of it is around thinking about the wealth they want to build in terms of the monetary value they want from their business. Now, I talk to my wealth advisor on a regular basis and we talk about retirement. Now, for me as a coach, I don't see retirement as a 65-year-old would do in most businesses because I see it as continuing. But wealth has to be accumulated because that's what we need to live on. So it's looking at what I need to be doing. And again, that has that balancing effect in terms of where I spend my time with my family or my friends or my fitness or my faith. But wealth becomes critical to that. So thinking about it again, what wealth do you want to accumulate in the future? And what are your timescales? For me, my children are leaving home. They're still on the books, so to speak. But actually, we want to be looking at that money over the next few years and think about wealth planning, the legacy I want to leave, that succession. How does that fit in for you as well? As a business owner, have you thought about where your business money will go? What do you want to leave your children? What do you want to leave to the other people who are important to you? Those other community aspects or charities. But again, we've got to make time to do it. Now, let's come down again. I put that word fun in because for me, fun is everything. For those who know me, fun is a big part of my life. I've done what I do now for the last 21 years. I've built this business around building fun. Now, for fun for me might be sailing. It might be going out with friends, having a drink with people. It might be going on holiday with groups of friends. But either way, it's critical to me to have that time. I was talking to a business owner the other day, and his fun aspects are taking his car for a drive. He goes to on rallies with his Porsche. And actually, that's a critical part because he's got two things there. He's got his friends involved, and he's got his car, which gives him his interest, and he's getting his aspects of his life built up around his community for his future. But fun can mean different things to everybody. But I really urge you to think about what is it is for you. I watch rugby. I go to rugby matches with my friends. I watch football with my other friends, so my school friends. We go and see football games. It might be other things. Fun for me also is the circuit training I do and then going for a drink afterwards to talk about things. But either way, think about it because unless you're planning it into your diary, it's really easy to forget about it and it will never happen. So this is where the one-page strategic plan and the one-page personal plan link together because your business plan has to link to your personal plan. And in this one-page personal plan, as we hold it up here, which you can find on the website igniumconsult.com, I urge you to think about that. But the key here is, what is it you need to change in your life? So here as I do this, it's 30th of January 2025, 30 days into this year. And I put this video out now because my belief is it's a good time. Because a lot of people might do their New Year's Eve planning, but it gets towards the end of January. And like that gym membership, it's waning. The gym's becoming emptier again because people are forgetting all those commitments they made. So what do you need to stop, start, and continue doing? How do you give yourself that focus? What do you need to start doing with your partner or your friends? What do you need to stop doing to help you build your fitness in mental or physical ways? What does it need to continue doing, the good habits you've built in the first place? Because actually, that aspect helps you then build on that next phase. Because actually, you can start building your relationships around stop, start, and continue. So for me, I need to start putting dates in my diary with my wife so we can have time together. Because unless we do it, we just don't do it. Because it's always very hard and it's very easy to do other things. So, what is it you need to do? Where's your holiday planning if that's important for you? Where's your wealth planning? What do you need to start doing? Who do you need to contact? And then I come to the final piece here. Again, it's 30th of January now, but let's think about in a 90-day rolling plan. The same as we do with our strategic plans for our business. We have quarterly goals. So now let's think about my quarterly stop start continues. What's my plan to get to in the next 90 days? How do I build that into my life? How do I schedule priorities in my diary? So I do the things that are really important. Because unless you do this, it's always easy to run time on. And we could be having this conversation in a year's time, and you've not done the things. So, as Dan Sullivan says from Strategic Coach, when we're having this conversation 1 year from now, what has to have happened to make this year the most impressive, the best, the most brilliant year you've ever had? Answer that question to yourself. Write down the answers. What is it you have to do? Because otherwise, your business will just continue to take over. And if that's where you're at, hey, that's okay. But my belief is there's probably more to your business than just work, work, work. So I'd urge you now to consider your friends, your family, your fitness, your faith, your fun, and your finances all in one big package to help you build out where you want to be. Because I'd love to be having this conversation in a year's time. And I'd love to look at what you've done to really help you develop so you're building the best year you've ever had. Because guess what? This is just the foundation for the future years. And that's why I believe the one-page personal plan is one of the most critical pieces of planning that every person should be doing. And not just for themselves, they should be sharing it with other people. So who else can you share this video with right now so other people can build on it? Go get this plan, download it. You don't need my help to do it, but if you do, give me a call. It's phil@igniumconsult.com. Thanks for listening. Share with everyone you know.